Okay, so now let's jump to Substance Designer and let's create a new project. Let's call it just bricks and have the size mode on absolute. Since we're doing a sculpted texture, then it doesn't matter if we have it on relative to parent. Width and height to 2K maps and format is 16-bit. Just press OK. Oh, and metallic roughness workflow as well. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take the height output, just copy paste it, and change the identifier to AO, label to AO as well, and usage as ambient occlusion. Now let's make a normal map node, and I'm showing you a basic template that I usually have for almost every substance that I do, so that I have something to start working, like the steps that we are making. I don't have to do it like on every project that I have. I have it already set up. You can just save it as a base template to the program files or where your Substance Designer is installed. It should be there like template files, so that you don't have this glossy thing at the beginning all of the times. Okay, so normal node intensity, since it's sculpted and it's going to be generated from the height. I think it should be like 50. Should give pretty nice map, and format is DirectX. So for base color, just let's create a uniform color. Change it to grayscale at first and have it on float and at 0.5, and now change it back to color and plug it in. Now copy paste the base color, change it to grayscale. You can uncheck the float if you want, and now plug it in for roughness. Copy paste again, and now make it black so that it's not metallic. And if you guys don't know it yet, just in case, I'm going to explain what roughness map is. It basically is roughness is inverted glossiness map, and with roughness, if it's black it shines or is reflective, and if it's white then it's non-reflective surface. So like really quickly, if we take this crunch map and plug it in, you can see like all the black is reflective now. So just in case, I wanted to show you that, but if you know it already, then it's cool. Okay, now let's take ambient occlusion and the new one that came with Substance Designer 6. It's really nice AO generator. And height depth, I think it should be like 0.45 or something. Radius maybe 0.85. We'll see. Okay, now let's create a gradient node. I'm sorry. And have the color mode on grayscale. And plug it into normal, height, and AO. Oh, and the AO map need to do a right click and drag on the 3D viewport and assign the ambient occlusion. And voila, now we have it. Now let's save it, just in case. I have some old file here that I tested. Okay, now we have our base template to work on, and the only thing that we need to do is just link our bitmaps, the height and color mask. And I'm linking because the software runs smoother for me if I just link it rather than import. But you can import them as well, it doesn't matter. And now plug in your, oh yeah, one last thing, you need to have the the height map on grayscale. And now you just plug it in and you should see your bricks now. Yay! Everything looks okay. Can't see any errors at the moment, so that's a good thing. One thing that I want to mention with your mask is that sometimes it doesn't come out from ZBrush entirely well. Like for me it did came out like clean, but I have like seen some errors sometimes where like black line follows along here on the edges here. And in Photoshop, I'm just quickly going to show you. So in Photoshop, if you have the problem, you just press Ctrl J to make a duplicate, just in case. Go to Filter, Other, and offset it. Since it's 2K map, then it's just, you need to do a horizontal and vertical offset of 1024 and 1024. Just press OK. And if you have the errors, you see like a cross coming here. And the only thing that you need to do is just take a brush, hold Alt to choose your color, and just paint in your color. And same for all of these parts here. And like, if the parts are like detailed like this, I know it's pixelated, but still like, I like to have it like, it's really precise. So you can press S, it's the clone stamp tool, and now you can hold Alt to pick a place. Like usually you should do it like that. Let's say that the line comes here. Just going to do it really quickly. Let's take a brush. For example, if the line comes here like this, then I just take the clone stamp tool. Since this is really similar, I'm just going to hold Alt, pick this place, and now just paint it in. And done. And you might, but you might not need to do it. It depends. Like, I really don't know what even causes it. But yeah, let's jump back to Substance Designer now. Okay, so back in Substance Designer now. I think I want to tweak the ambient occlusion map a little bit. It's too harsh at the moment. Like I like the details here that we have, but I think that it's too much. Like, just take it down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's better. So now to our mask. Now we want to extract each color. So what we're going to do is take a node color to mask. Now double click on your mask and one click on your color to mask node and take the color picker and just choose one color. And voila, now we have our mask for Kraut and all of the bricks as well. And now do the same thing, but just choose a different color each time. Just separate your masks. So now once this is done, we can now start detailing our actual bricks. Let's move them out a lot further away sorry. And let's add a noise. Let's take clouds 2. And here's one tip, I don't know if you guys noted, but each note that you bring in, you can actually randomize it here at the random seed, so that I really like the clouds 2 noise, and if I want to have something unique and still maintain these shapes, just randomize the seed of it. Now what we can do is just blend these two together. And let's take even a third one and just add a noise. Now we have something more unique. You can even use this one if you want, but just for purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to do hell of the things, as much as I can think. So one thing that I want to do is directional, layering, I think it's called, and add that to the bricks. So right now I'm going to just take a look at the map itself. Now I need to level it out as well. It's hard for me to explain exactly what I'm thinking, so hopefully I can show it to you in a bit. Nope, that's not going to work even. Nope. Yeah, I'm not going to do that then. We're just going to take our bricks, delete the level nodes, and let's add directional warp into our bricks. And now what we can do is just blend it in with the mask of the grout or bricks. We just need to invert it first. And now let's add maybe multiply and take the opacity way down. You can see the fine details that we can get. I would really like to get some chiseled edges, but I have no idea how to do it at the moment. That's actually one of the beauties of Substance Designer, that you can just test away on everything, and it's not going to break any of your works. Just going to take the samples. Yeah, I actually like this thing. I can see these hard edges, and now let's add a directional warp. And I think I want to use a noise with this one. Let's make it like this. Even further, maybe 50. No, let's just leave it at 10. And now let's blend it in with our bricks with the same mask. And I think I'm going to leave it as copy and add some subtle chiseled edges. See what. I like these details. Details here are very nice. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not going to actually add even this part. I'm just going to use a grunge map here. And sorry, I'm going to make mistakes because I'm doing this at the same time as you guys are. So I can make mistakes. I'm going to use make it tile node, take the octaves down, add some variations, variation, and now you can just use the random seed to find a suitable pattern. I'm going to take the contrast down as well. Yeah. Now I want to use a directional warp on it, just a little bit. Yeah. And now blend it in with maybe subtract. Yeah, and reduce the opacity to 0.3. Nope, even less, maybe 1.5. Yeah, I think this will work just fine. And now let's add some fine noise to our bricks. You can like test out some more detailing techniques. I'm just doing this part a little bit faster because there are a lot of things to cover. And you can just, I think, play around with the grunges. They add some pretty nice effects. Like, actually, let's do one more thing. Let's take the grunge. I'm going to take the contrast down and just randomize it. And now blend it in. It's like the grunge 12. Add some really nice like scratches. And you can even like blend them together with random seed. Just in case I'm going to save it. Let's blend these two together with this mask. So they're not like exactly the same. And again, let's use directional warp on it so that the edges, like I'm using directional warp so that it warps around our height map. So it's not like, you see, like this curve, like we won't see it otherwise, like it bends around our actual height map. And now let's maybe choose subtract again and have it way down. No, let's have it multiply. The directional warp gives me bad breakup, so I'm just going to delete directional warp and use the same mask again. I'm going to drop down the opacity to maybe 0.008, even less, maybe 5.5. Yeah, that looks nice, like some scratches here and there, like where. If you want to preview your height map, like how would it pop out, then just go to material, default definition, and change it to or it is on tessellation, and then just go to edit. You can have the scale on even like 5, increase the tessellation factor, and you can preview your height map, how it will look. So yeah, like in Substance Designer it pushes out like these parts here, but afterwards we are going to do a render in Marmoset where you can actually define where the starting point of pushing the mesh out starts. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, then we won't get these kinds of distortions like we have right now. So I'm going to leave like maybe 2, take the tessellation down to run it more smoothly. And now let's add our fine detail. Just take black and white noise, distort it if you want, and blend it in at just copy and at 0.0025. Let's see. Yeah, it feels pretty nice. Actually, we can even try it a little bit bigger. Go higher, like 4 or 5 maybe. And let's leave it at 3.5. 0.0035. It's like phone number. Okay, I think I'm done with the bricks for now, at least. Like, it's not that much of a like really high detailing part, but just to add some fine noises. And probably if I think how to make the look that I will want, like the edgy look, or then I'll just record it again at the end of this video, but I'm not sure, so I can't make any promises. Oh. Okay, just reordered some stuff. And now let's detail our grout. Like, there's actually a trick. If you didn't add your grout so that it overlays your bricks, then you can just add blend node and take your mask. And now what you can do is actually just, if you decrease the opacity, you can push your grout inwards. You can see this is the 0. This is how we brought it in. And now you can just expose this parameter, and you'll be able to like adjust the sculpted bricks grout even, which is like extremely cool thing. And you can do the same thing with, like, for me, I can't do it like it. I have the grout overlaid on my bricks and it will just look bad, like cut up bricks. So I'm not going to use that. And another thing that you can do is, if you, just going to show you, if you blend these in, we just copy with opacity, take down, I think we can just put blending on to add. And now you can even have luminosity mask, with luminance. Luminosity, no, that's wrong word. Luminance variation for your bricks, like on maybe multiply. And now if you can increase it, oh, I'm sorry, wrong mask. Need to define the bricks now. And you can like even add more variation to your bricks themselves. Like if we increase our scale, tessellation a bit, and now we can add even the variation to bricks themselves. You can see we can push the grout out a lot, and this is what it looks like, how it is at the moment. But since I have so much grout on my bricks, I can't use it properly. Like maybe on some of the bricks, if I really want to, maybe. I think I can use this one just to add a little bit more depth to the height. Again, just want the software to run more smoothly. Again, you can just expose it and have it as luminance variation again under sculpted bricks. Like we can do stuff here with sculpted bricks the same way that we can have the generated texture. Okay, yeah, now grout. Let's blend it in with, let's do a make it tile. Let's use one of our clouds. Have the octaves at, think even at, no, 1. Size variation, we can bump it up, distort it. Pattern size maybe 350 times 350, like a little bit smoother. Rotation variation, it's a funny word, rotation variation. Let's see, yeah, let's use this one. And now we can actually use our guard mask. Like what we did with this thing is that we made it like smoother, because like if we just use our clouds, it's really noisy, and with this one we just made it like softer. And you can use histogram range on it as well if you want to adjust it even more. I think I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to do a multiply and drop the opacity down. Something like that maybe. And like you can even see on the grout how much it actually gives. Like the variations. Maybe this part here. Yeah, you can see like it's pretty plain, and with just one node we actually add a lot of more information here. Like if we didn't sculpt that much on it, then just one node adds all the sculpting details that we need. I think I'm going to actually even increase the bricks luminance variation. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, so what else? I think we can use clouds 1. Maybe use directional warp with our new cloud noise. Pump it up 50 maybe. And now again just blend it in with the same mask. I like working really quickly, so like the commenting part of the graph comes at the end. I'm not going to do any commenting just yet, so I'm really sorry if it looks a bit confusing. Okay, so I have it on copy mode. I'm just going to drop the opacity. Like, yeah, I like using copy mode because it kind of softens the actual underlaying noise or what you have there, and then again adds a little bit of its own. So like I like using just the copy mode. Like I don't have to use the you don't have to use the multiply, subtract, or add, or max, or whatever. Like just having it on copy mode and dropping the opacity like actually gives really good results. Like you see the details that just the copy mode adds, and if we have it on multiply, it's going to kill the whites, and if we have it on adds, then it's going to kill the blacks. But with the copy mode, we can have it all of it in. Okay, it looks nice. I think that yeah, let's add the fine noise, and then we can start doing some roughness and base color maybe. Okay, let's just blend it in, again using the same mask. See the details that we have on the bricks. It's really nice. I think I'm going to use... Actually, one cool thing that I just thought that we can do is use cells 1 and have it on subtract, and like for the bricks themselves, so we use this mask. Now we need to drop the distance and just like it adds these edges here, which is kind of nice detail. Like this part, I think we just added. You can just check it. Oh, well, that's our brick. Sculpted one. Going to increase the distance. Yeah, you can see like these parts here. They look really nice. Yeah, I really like this node. So I'm going to leave this here as well, and now we can add our black and white noise. And with the crowd mask, I think I'm going to do is subtraction. No, I'm just going to drop the opacity down. And like it's too wobbly, so I think I'm going to invert it first. Sorry, invert, add like spots, invert spots, and now I'm going to use transform 2D. I'm just going to double it. And now I just have the opacity down like maybe 0.003. No, a little bit more. 7 maybe. Yeah, 7 looks good. Do 7. Now let's see our ambient occlusion. I think the radius is a bit too much, and the depth should be okay. I'm going to use another ambient occlusion, but this time the older version, and I'm going to take the spreading down and increase the low input. Now I'm going to just blend it in with multiply. Now we can just control a little bit how the ambient occlusion affects overall look, and take this radius down. .5 maybe. Now I think okay, I need to work on ambient occlusion a little bit more. So the first looks like this. Okay, I'm just going to use it like that. Just 0.28 and 0.66. And this one is just 0.04 and low frequency 0.34. Yeah, like we can change it later as well, and we can just expose the parameters and even tweak it in Substance Player if we want later on. Just in case again, let's save it. A little bit organization. It's not that important at the moment. Okay, so let's do some roughness maps. Like if you want, you can even increase the normal map intensity, maybe a 70 even. Like it looks pretty cool, but I think 50 was okay for me. Yeah. Now, roughness now. The first thing that I want to do is just copy paste it and blend them together with either the inverted or just a crowd mask. Let's just take the crowd areas to white. This crowd is less reflective. Like we can make the bricks pop out more if the crowd isn't that reflective. And the reason why I did it this way is that if we add our grunges and like the details, then we can expose these two maybe on float, and we can change our roughness values really easily, so we don't like have to tweak, like add levels or histogram range to grunges and different noises to make them, like tweak them. So let's add our first noise. Let's take some, I think I'm going to use this one and have it on multiply. Just a little bit of noise. I need to move these away because they're starting to annoy me a lot. They're in the way. Now let's blend in maybe grunge, maybe this one, 7%. Make it multiply because we want to make some more effective parts. Drop the opacity down, and I'm going to use directional warp on it as well to the final gradient that we have. Let's increase a little bit. Now what we can actually do is blend in our luminance variation that we did earlier and have it on multiply. I think we need to use the mask as well because it adds these small areas here. We need to use this mask, sorry about that. Need to take down the bricks reflection even more. Okay, let's add one more grunge for now. Just going to randomize it, change the balance and contrast. And let's try maybe add sub. Might give us a cool look. Again, let's do a directional warp. So let's try to do it in this one. See what we can come up with. Yeah, I'm liking this one. Looks pretty nice. But the luminance variation is just too much for my taste. Yeah, it's better now. Okay, now coloring part. I have my references up on the second screen. So I'm just going to use a gradient and just drag across, or just one brick maybe, like we have our mask. So we can do maybe 4 different gradients and pick from different ones and just blend them together. Actually, yeah, let's try and do that. So we take gradient to our final output, and now let's use gradient. Sorry if it's cut out from the screen. Actually, let's just make across our reference just one. One grunge map. No, I mean gradient map. And now what we want to do is, actually, let's take this one maybe. Let's see. Let's use that one. And actually add grunge this part, like this map only. No, I mean gradient. Sorry again. And now we can take the different bricks. Yeah, that looks fine. I'm just going to copy paste it. Just randomize it. Maybe iron out the cracks more out. Reduce the contrast. I'm not using anything specific, I'm just trying to find some cool color gradings that might work. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with the bricks color just testing and seeing. So this one has some pretty nice effects, like these parts here that look cool, so I will try to create that with our crunch here. Actually no, let's, like we already had this thing crunch here, and we can just use the make it tile to have something different, like maybe increase the octaves. And yeah, let's take a gradient map now. And okay, just in case, I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it so that you can be sure on my workflow. Just take the gradient, pick gradient, and just choose the colors. And yeah, this one looks like really cool. It's a really nice effect. So let's again just randomize it. Even have the octaves on 3. So I'm just going to take it from the top of there. Like yeah, this noise is nice. It's really cool. Okay, just moving it to another screen again. And now let's start blending these together. So I want this, I think, just going to test one thing. Just copy paste it. Go to your normal map, have curvatures, take curvature smooth to your normal. And now let's try that gradient to this one. See how it looks. It looks nice, but now we need a cooler, better gradient. Oh yeah, that looks good. So I took the gradient from here, from this brick, like from here to here, from down to up. Actually, that's a really cool effect. Like, I'm amazed by it. I'm just going to delete this one that we did earlier. So this is going to be our base now, and we can even preview it, see how it looks. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay, I'm going to first blend in the grout so we can work with it later. Okay, now our maps. So first thing, I'm going to blend in this one with maybe these bricks. I'm just going to lower the opacity. I think I'm not really happy with the brownish colors, so I add hue, saturation and lightness. So what I like to do is first take the, like, I noticed that it's going to be like a brownish color, so I take the saturation down, like all the way up, and now just trying to find the color that I like, maybe this bluish color, and take the saturation back. And now blend it in with your original one and just lower it until you find like something that suits you. Now let's take another crunch. I think for this one I would like to do something different, so I'm going to take the lot of bricks that we have, blend it in with the same crunch, as you can see, and just going to subtract this part, or maybe even multiply. Yeah, multiply, and now use it as a mask. And I think that this one will add some cool spots, these kind of things, and I'm going to make it lighter. Okay, let's just preview it where it actually is. I think I wanna change the saturation, no, I mean the hue, again to more bluish. Just a little addition. And actually what we can do now is that I actually really like the mask that we did and the spots that we have now, and I want to add it to the normal map as well. So I'm just going to duplicate the normal map node, and I'm going to of course drop it down like even 1. See how it looks, and blend it in with overlay, and just adds a little bit like the color that we have now, like it's on an actual thing that pops out a bit. Which is kind of nice. I think the crowd that we have here should be the last node, so I'm just going to take that apart, move it here, and have, like you can see, this is where we started off, and this is what we have right now. Like the breaking up the brick is looking really nice. Now moving on, let's blend in another crunch with maybe this mask and have it on multiply to make them darker. I think that I want to actually make them like add the HSL node. I'm going to make them darker and take the saturation down a bit, or not that much, and add a contrast. Okay, this one is like a bit too much. It's looking nice. It's nice. So I guess that we actually don't need that much color input as well. Maybe let's just use this one. And but the variation is pretty nice. I'm really liking it. think the saturation should be down a bit more, 85 maybe. And the crowd color should be on the lighter one. Yeah. Okay, now for the crowd, I think I'm going to use just this one here. And since I already have really nice texture here, now I'm going to use sorry, I'm just going to copy paste it, take our curvature because we got really nice result with that, and I'm just going to take another gradient from our reference, something lighter, and that looks good. Let's blend this one in with that one. Just add some variation. Now use the HSL. Going to drop down the saturation a lot, make it lighter, and now see how it looks. Should be too light. Okay, we need to tweak the roughness a lot now. Bricks are too reflective, as well as the crowd. Okay, just in case, to save it. I think I still need to tweak the normal, the ambient occlusion. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. So roughness now looks okay, I think. One last thing that we can actually do is we can use the grayscale node, have our last result of our albedo map, base color, and blend that in. Like maybe, I don't even know, maybe multiply, subtract maybe even, or add. Just going to use that. Okay, yeah, it's a really messy graph, but at the end I'm going to comment on everything, and you can see the steps that I did like more closely. So I'm not going to spend time on it in this video. Let's maybe soften up. I don't know if it actually does anything. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so now let's just save it and go to export outputs. I'm going to just export to the folder, and you don't need to export to metallic and everything else is. Export them as maybe Targa, DJ, TIFF, or I'm going to do DJ, save all. And now let's jump to Marmoset toolbag and do our final render.